And I will also email the recordings to you guys. I also have some documents that I want to send to you via email. I was going to send them today, but sometimes people get emails with attachments that are, what I mean? Like everyone on the call didn't know me, so I didn't want to put that out there with attachments because people are skeptical. People they don't know opening attachments, rightly so. But I have some of those, so I'll send those to you. And as far as what we're going to do together, what I'm hoping for is just to get a 6 week kind of program where at the end of the 6 weeks, you have a good, solid meditation foundation that you can do on your own without guidance, right? That you will find your own resources in your own particular way you want to meditate and the ones that work for you the best, right? Um, so with that, so saying with that saying that, we're going to start very slow. So today we're only going to do a simple breathing exercise. We're going to learn to breathe correctly. We're going to learn to sit correctly, and kind of get foundation built, right? So I'm going to be doing a lot of the talking today, and then we're going to do a meditation at the end. So it'll probably be altogether 45 minutes. Each session would probably be around an hour, depending on what meditations we do and what questions you have when we're finished and all that. So we'll just play it by ear. Let's see. So first thing I wanted you guys to do, like while I'm talking, there's the chat function. If you have any questions that come up while I'm talking, or something you want to know more about, like say I talk about religion versus science, for example, or binaural beats, or the weird terms I'm going to use, just put in the chat, hey, let's talk about more about that next session, or I want to expand on that. What is that? So on and so forth. So saying that, today we're going to do what's called just a simple breathing exercise meditation. And then I want to get into next week, I want to get into guided meditations. So I'll take you on a guided meditation that'll probably be a little longer. It'll be about 15-20 minutes of a guided meditation. And then we'll talk about that more. One week, probably the second or third week, I want to talk about binaural beats and just simply the act of using binaural beats in a meditation, a quiet meditation without guidance or words, I should say. How that affects your brain chemistry and how that affects your chakras and your alignment, your connection with your body, mind, and spirit, right? And why I'm doing this is because about 4 years ago, I know both of you a little bit, but not like on a deep level or anything. So I want to introduce myself in a little more deeper manner. It was 2019. I decided I wanted to meditate because I had terrible anxiety and a lot of ungroundedness, I would just say, like chaotic thoughts, chaotic energy. I didn't feel any sort of balance or harmony in my life. Like I was sporadic in my mind and my thoughts and even with my actions, right? So I started searching through meditation, and I had just finished up getting my bachelor's degree in college, and I took a world religions class that really piqued my interest on how all of these religions are so similar at their base foundation level of how they relate to God, right? What God is and the essence of that. And out of all these different religions, then comes, you can't do this, you should do this, and all the rules of religions. And so that set me on a path to find like truth, really. I want to like find the truth. Is being Catholic the truth? Is Hindu the truth, or Buddhism, or because all of them have so many great concepts and really deep spiritual truths that are similar within all of the different religions. And that led me to this TV program called Gaia, Conscious Living. And from there, I just started learning and learning and learning. And then COVID happened, and I was terribly stressed and working 12-hour shifts and couldn't see my family, the whole deal with COVID. So I started focusing more on meditation greatly because of my the anxiety and the sadness and the exhaustion I had around all that So I started studying a man called Joe Dispenza. He teaches meditation. He goes really deep into the science of meditation. He's a physician, and he dives really deep into it. So I connected with him for like 6 months. I probably did that meditation, and gradually over time, I got to where I could do the meditations on my own and didn't need outside help. And then I found that doing them on my own helped me achieve my own body, mind, spirit cohesion for my particular path in life, right? So that's really the goal I want to give for you and anyone else that's going to watch these replays is that I want you to be able to take all these concepts and these different meditation practices and make them into something that's for you, that you like, that resonates with you, right? Because honestly, there is no wrong way to meditate. There isn't. Every meditation has benefit. And then once you start experimenting with them, you'll find the one that works for you, right? And then you'll also have times when there's different meditations work for different times in your life, right? So if I meditate during the day, say I have some anxiety or whatever, something stressing me out, I'll just take 10 minutes and go sit on my little meditation pillow and just do 10 minutes of breathing, really. 10 minutes of that breathing will refocus me and then I can go about my day. Sometimes I'll go outside and do a sitting meditation, right? Just in the yard because it's so beautiful. It's summer. I don't want to be in the house, right? I want to be outside. So I'll go outside and just do a nature meditation. And from there, I could do a guided or put on a YouTube video or what have you. Meditation is the best thing for your own evolution, right? Spiritually, mentally, and physically. It affects every part of your essence and it's free. You can do it anywhere. Once you learn like the basics of the discipline of just, sitting still for 10 minutes, then it's just you get in touch with your intuition. You start to develop your own path through life, right? How you create your life. Because the thing is, like we all have different religions, we all have different beliefs, we all have different ways of perspectives of the world around us and what's right and what's wrong. Everything, even the like homosexuals, some people think it's okay, some people think it's don't. And what is the real truth? Well, when you settle your mind down enough to get to that truth and you train your body and mind and spirit to work together in harmony, you discover those truths on your own without outside for being forced on you, right? At some point, I'm going to have a session about the different brain waves and how that relates to meditation. Because when you get into meditation a little deeper, your body will actually go to a deeper state of brain waves called theta, right? And theta brain waves are when your subconscious is open, okay? When your subconscious is open, you can reprogram your life because from the time we're born until about 7 years old, children's brains are in a constant state of theta, right? I'm gonna pull up here. Let me pull up this. I made it. Oh, here it is. Share my screen here so I can show you. Can you see can you see I can't see it. Can you see it yet? The brain waves? Yeah? Okay. So reviewing these brain waves, right now we're in beta game brain waves, okay? Those are our everyday brain waves when we're cooking, cleaning, at work, having a conversation. Those are our alertness, our most of the day kind of brain waves. Then when in meditation, you actually take your brain waves a little slower into what's called alpha brain waves. And then alpha brain waves is when your mind is creative, right? You can go into alpha waves when you're reading a book or when you're studying or when you're really working and focusing on a project, right? And you also achieve these in meditation. So the alpha brainwaves are the goal, really, for meditation. And then once you start getting into your alpha brainwaves, right, you can get into alpha brainwaves fairly quickly, even when you're new in a meditation. As soon as you take a little bit of control of your body to be able to sit still for 10 minutes, then you will start going into alpha waves naturally, just like you would do if you were studying for a test or working on a project, right? Your brain automatically does that. Then once you are able to get more relaxed and more deeper into a meditation where you're shutting the outside world out a little bit and you're focusing within. That focusing within tells you, because your heart and your brain work together. It's called heart brain coherence. We'll talk about that at some point. That's a Heart Math Institute has a whole web page and a lot of scientific studies around that. It's when your heart and mind are aligned, it's when you're very powerful with creating your world, bringing new things into your subconscious mind. All right. So theta waves, you get there, every person's different, right? And sometimes I can get into theta wave really easy, and sometimes I can't get into it at all. It just depends on how much I'm able to, settle down my mind and what's going on in the environment around me. So the theta waves are where you want to be to reprogram your subconscious. That is huge, huge. Because, like I said, from the time we are babies until we're about, science says about 7 years old, we're in a constant state of these theta waves. So that is what makes up all of our subconscious programming, right? Everything that we were told from the time we were born till 7 years old, we took as belief. Those are our beliefs. That's how we acquired our beliefs, right? So the disharmony maybe comes in when we reach a certain level in our life to where we don't believe those beliefs anymore, right? Something causes us to say, well, I don't think that's right. I think homosexuality is okay. I think that's hate, right? So then you start to maybe um, go within and reprogram those subconscious beliefs, right? And I'm not taking a stance on homosexuality at all. I'm using that as an example, right? Um, so in meditation, when you quiet your mind down enough and you can get into theta waves, a lot of other stuff happens that we'll talk about further in other sessions, but you begin to change your subconscious programming, right? And you can also do this subconscious reprogram, not in meditation, right? Not everybody meditates to overcome their programming, right? Some people can go to therapists. Some people do it in nature. They do what's called a walking meditation, where they'll actually walk out in the woods and their brain automatically goes into that alpha wave because they're relaxed, because they're within nature. It's a different environment than the kind of crazy one that we live in. So you can do it that way too. An example of that programming is like at a stoplight, right? You ever been at a stoplight and the person in front of you, the light turns green and they don't go, and you start getting that like, oh, come on, that feeling. Everyone knows what that feeling is, right? But that's a bad feeling, right? And I realized one day that it was literally 2 to 3 seconds that I had to wait. 2 to 3 seconds of my whole life, and I'm letting it get me upset. Like I don't want to start my day out like that. So I'm gonna change that. It's fine that I have to wait 2 to 3 seconds for that person. They're probably putting their phone down. Who knows? Why am I caring or worrying about 2 seconds of inconvenience, right? So once I started telling myself that, I reprogrammed my subconscious. I don't have that feeling anymore if I have to wait 2 or 3 seconds. I don't get that upsetness feeling. I don't have that programmed into me anymore. I was able to rewrite that. So that subconscious programming, also want to tell you about, well, here, let's go back to the thing I was talking about, was the delta waves is what we enter in when we go into sleep, right? Gamma waves, those are very rare to obtain those. I actually have gotten to that once because I had an EKG machine thing on my head while I was at a meditation conference, but I was so deep in meditation, I had been meditating for like an hour and a half. But that is a possibility, and that's like when you you see some shit. That's all I got to say there. Angels, and it's wonderful. But we're here in this 3D world of time and space, and this is our mission right now. So we can't live in the gamma waves all the time, anyways. So sorry, I'm talking to you. I didn't realize I didn't have my camera on, but so where was I? So the goal of meditation is to get those brain waves and that nice alpha waves where you can relax, be creative, right? And so you give your mind a break from the chaos going on around your world. And then eventually in meditation, you'll get to the point where you can get to the theta waves and really start reprogramming and get into the truth for your particular path in life. Any questions on that so far, guys? Yeah. Okay. Hold on just a second. I'm going to talk about actually how to meditate. So, like, as far as positioning wise, there's really no real wrong way to meditate in particular. You will find your own particular thing that works for you. Okay. When you're first starting out in meditation, most people want to lay down because most people do a meditation that to help you sleep, right? That's the most common form of meditation is meditation to fall asleep to. So with that in mind, if you are meditating to go to sleep, if you're meditating like right now and you're going to go to sleep after we're done here, then being in bed is perfect, right? But if you're meditating to access your intuition, you're meditating to talk to spirit guides, to talk to your angels, to access your higher self, then you want to stay sitting up. And there's a couple of different reasons for this, but the first one is because of those brain waves I was talking about. So when we're sitting, with our we're sitting in, if you can either sit in a chair, can sit on the floor with your back resting against the couch, just as long as your spine is fully supported. So you can sit in lotus style, your feet in front of you, whatever. But having your spine straight, right, and your head in a position, put your hands however you like them. And this does a couple of different things. It aligns your chakras and it prevents you from going from an alpha all the way down to delta, right? Because that's what we do when we go to sleep. We don't stay in theta very long. So we do go down the big brain waves when we fall asleep. We go from beta as our waking mind, then we go into alpha when we start to get relaxed, right? And we go in theta for just a few, minutes of theta brain waves until we flow into delta and then we fall asleep, right? But when you're sitting up, your brain doesn't go into the delta because because the way your body works, you have to stay somewhat awake to keep your body upright. So during the day or in deep meditations, when I'm going to want to access my intuition or I want to talk to my spirit guides, then I will sit up and meditate. I will make sure I won't lay down because I will fall asleep every time. And then it defeats the purpose of what exactly I was meditating for. So keep that in mind. And what I would like for you to do is today we're going to do the breathing exercise. So during this whole week, just for 10 minutes a day, I want you to do this breathing exercise and I want you to be sitting up. Okay. That is because of that. What I'm telling you, you're not going to fall asleep because of, sitting up, and you're going to start recognizing that you're going to go into an alpha brainwave. You're going to start feeling yourself settle down and you're going to feel the change, right? And so I want you to be sitting up to do that. And then just doing that for 10 minutes a day, whether you do it at night or in the morning, you're going to find what works for you. Some people aren't morning people and they're never going to meditate in the morning. I never meditate for work. I'm not a morning person, so I meditate at nighttime, right? And you'll just find the thing works for you. So do that 10 minutes a day, just this breathing exercise we're going to do. And then next week we'll do a deeper one, a guided meditation. Now I do have some meditations on YouTube. So we have some more. I'm going to publish those on YouTube so you can get to them. But I may have a guided meditation and just one with music. I'll send some to you in the email so you can listen to them because there's different ways. But do the breathing exercises 10 minutes a day just to develop that foundation of taking control of your body, right? Because the first time you sit up like this and meditate, and you're going to your body's going to fight you, okay? But the goal, in meditation and life is to create balance, harmony between your body, mind, and spirit. So you'll literally have to talk to your body, right? Because you'll sit there and you're like, oh, my nose itches, my back hurts. This is dumb. I can't stop. I can't do this. I can't sit here. I've got too much to do. Your mind will give you all these questions. Your body want to get up, and you simply have to bring it back to the sitting position, just like you do when you bring back your breath, when your mind wanders, when you're meditating and you're doing your breathing exercises, you're going to bring your breath back, right? So same thing, you're going to talk to your body and say, okay, it's only 10 minutes, body, and then we're going to do that, right? And you're going to tell your body that you're going to sit there. And then you're going to do the breathing, and it's going to happen again. Your body's going to want to get up. Your body's going to say, I can't do this. I can't meditate. I don't know how many people have said that, but you meditate every day. Everyone meditates every day. You just don't call it meditation. Meditation is just a word, right? Don't get caught up in the words people use to explain things, right? We have all these different words for God, spirit, source, love, creator, So, have you ever just sat on the porch and watched the wind go by, right? Or listened to the birds? That's a form of meditation. That's a form of putting your body, your brain waves from that alpha, chaotic, getting shit done brain waves into a relaxed mode, right? So everyone has done this. It's not hard to do, but it's hard to train your body to do it when your body doesn't want to, because you won't always want to meditate. So just like you don't always want to go to the gym, right? If I'm gonna plan on running a mile, I have to go to the gym every day, right? I have to put in the work a little bit at a time to achieve my goal. And that's the same for going to the gym, and that's the same for meditation. Just creating that body, mind, and spirit cohesion that you can sit there, right? And then once you keep doing this, it'll become easier and easier, right? You can sit for 10 minutes, and then next time progressively get more and more until you can sit for an hour with no problem of your body not fighting you, because you're more harmonious in every area of your life. Okay? Because once you do that, that's the importance of the importance of I'm telling you this because the importance of understanding why you're doing the meditation will help you sit there. Okay. It'll help you do some shit you don't want to do when you understand the reason behind it. So when I first started, I didn't want to sit there. Okay. I had to fight with my body. I had anxiety. I had stuff to do. This isn't going to work. I need a cigarette. Who knows what I was thinking, right? But followed my mentor, did what they told me. And sooner or later, I found that I wasn't fighting as often, right? And then I found that when I wasn't meditating, I was listening to my body, right? That the cohesion that I had created in meditation between my body, mind, and my spirit was showing up in my outside world of meditation, right? Example of this is you become more in tune with what your body needs to eat, for example. We were talking about this the other day, like I had a headache, and I automatically just always went for Tylenol, right? Because it's easy. I got a headache, take Tylenol. Don't listen to my body, I just take this pill. But for once in my life, I'm like, okay, body, why is this headache happening? I didn't eat nothing weird. I went through all the things that I could have a headache, and then my intuition came up, said water. I was thirsty, so I drank a glass of water. My headache disappeared. I didn't need to feed my body the Tylenol, right? Not there's anything devastating about taking the Tylenol. The point is, your body will tell you what it needs, what it wants. We've not learned to listen to our body, right? So not only are we meditating for our spiritual access and for our mental clarity in our life, we're going to meditate for our body, right? So some things, other things that get your body in harmony are, like people do yoga. Yoga is a form of meditation, honestly, because of the movements it creates, the movements and the positions align your chakras. Right? Yoga originated in, I think it's Hindu, but it was Eastern tradition where yoga came from, and the purpose of yoga was the spiritual. It wasn't a physical exercise workout, right? So we can use meditation also to create harmony in your body, and of course, the meditation, the breath work, eating enough, listening to your body, eating the right foods, and drinking water. Our bodies are, I don't know how much percent of our bodies are. It's a lot. I should know that figure as a nurse, but I don't. Um, Water is super important for us. Super important because water transmits signals, right? It's a conduit. When we're dehydrated, our chakras don't work as well because the connections aren't as flowing as well when we're hydrated and in correct hydration for our body, right? There's always a give and take within our body. Body seeks homeostasis, and that our body seeks it physically and mentally and spiritually. So this is why once you have harmony in your life, it's hard to do. I'm not telling you I do this every day, but connecting with nature, there's plenty of different ways to achieve this harmony in your life. Meditation is not the only way, is what I was trying to say, but it is a good starting point because it's free, easy, and you only have to do it 10 minutes a day. Can't go to yoga. Well, you could go to yoga every day, but understand what I mean, right? Um, so so for this week, I want you I thank you for coming here and listening to me, and we're doing this together. And I thank you for taking the time to do it for yourself, right? Right? We don't do enough for ourselves as women, right? We don't take that 10 minutes to meditate or half hour to take a bubble bath, right? So thank yourself for doing this. And then set some boundaries for yourself this week that you're going to keep on doing it, that you're going to say, okay, this is 10 minutes of breathing work. That's all I have to do is 10 minutes. It's not that hard, right? I don't have to think about the past. I'm not going to think about the future. I'm just going to take 10 minutes and just breathe. Okay. When your body and your mind starts fighting you, when you get lazy, get distracted, it's easy to do. And there's certain things that we do every day without thinking. It's just a normal part of life. We brush our teeth every day, you know, that takes 10 minutes, right? So does meditation. It's, after you do it for a while, then it'll be like brushing your teeth. It'll just be something you do because your body likes it, your mind likes it, your spirit likes it, and you're just good. And you brush your teeth, do like having clean teeth, right? Same kind of concept. Let's see. I think I talked about everything I wanted to cover for today. So I'm gonna put on just a little background music, and I want to just do the breathing exercise for today. Um, Pardon me. Thought I had it pulled up and it timed out, I guess. Can you guys hear that? Okay. Can you hear any music? Yeah. I turned it up. Right? Hear it at all? No? Okay, let's just do our breathing meditation. Okay, so I want you to sit where you're comfortable. I'm gonna sit on my legs up because that's how I like to meditate. All right, I want you to take a moment, get yourself settled in. Back straight, wiggle around your neck muscles, wiggle your feet and toes, feel yourself in your body. Just feel your presence. And I want you to take a deep breath in and count. I'm going to count to 4. I'm going to hold for a count of 4 and release for a count of 4. And we're just going to do that for 5 or so minutes. And I'm going to stop counting, and I just want you to do it on your own. And I'll stop you after 10 minutes. Okay, it'll feel like a long time you're breathing. All right. While you're breathing, I want you to remember that when your mind's going to wander, when I stop counting, your mind will wander off and on. Okay. So I just want you to observe what you're thinking about. Like, oh, okay, I still have to make dinner. Okay, let's go back to our breathing. Right? Breathe, and your mind will wander. Oh, I gotta get shoes for work tomorrow. And your mind will wander. You're like, okay, do that later. I'm meditating now. And you go back to your breathing. All right. Sometimes you have to do it a lot, right? But just keep doing it. All right. So we'll get started now. Settle in. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Relax. Deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Relax. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 1. Hold it. 2, 3, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 1. Hold. 2, 3, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 1. Relax. 2, 3, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 1. Hold. 2, 3, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 1. Relax. Wash your breathing on your mind. Count to 4. Continue breathing. Nice, slow, relaxed breathing. Count to 1. Then body relax your mind. Feel the air as it enters into your nostrils as you breathe in. Feel the warmth in your air, moving from your chest. Feel the slight movement of your chest rise. As you feel your chest rising and falling, I want you to focus now on your chest and stop counting and feel balance and gently release. Do you feel the air in your stomach more? Close your inhale and more in your chest. So where the breath is gone. As your awareness goes to other things, just bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to the feel. Air entering your nose. Is it cold or is it warm? On the warmth of the breath. On your lips as it exhales. I want you to focus where the breath comes in. Feel the breath entering this time into your heart. Breathe in through your heart. Feel the expansion of your heart with the breath. Feel a gentle release and softness as you exhale. Keep feeling the breath as it enters your heart. Feeling how your heart space enlarges with each breath you take. The breath entering through your heart, creating green spiral of loving energy. This green spiral of love. Each breath, the spiral gets larger and larger. I feel so peaceful and loving. May you cherish this time now that you've taken for yourself. And you realize there's more to you than your physical body. With the breath entering your heart, feels so real and warm, comfortable and loving. Spend a few moments here just focusing on the breath entering, relaxing through your heart. Feel the love and the love. Bring your awareness to your fingers now, fingers and your toes. Wiggle them ever so slightly. As you come out with relaxation, lower feet. Thank you, God, for your kindness, cooperation, and the love felt. As you slowly open your eyes, come back. All right, how are you guys feeling? Are you awake? Okay, relaxed, huh? We're gonna stop for today because I think we're in a great place for relaxation. And God bless you both. Sending you lots of love. Till next week, okay? Namaste.